You see that building in back of me? Soldier Field, the great Soldier Field, is now a house of horrors because the Bears have lost consecutive games there. The Bears season is likely over in terms of making the playoffs.
The Chicago Bears entered the 2024 NFL season surrounded by a wave of cautious optimism, buoyed by the arrival of top draft pick Caleb Williams, a Heisman-winning quarterback hailed as the future of the franchise. With a fresh offensive scheme, a reshaped roster, and growing excitement, fans hoped the long-standing struggles would finally give way to progress. And for a moment, it looked like they would. The Bears started strong, but that hope unraveled in a season filled with emotional highs, crushing lows, and yet signs of a team on the verge of transformation. Record 5-12, last in the NFC North, marking their 4th straight year without a playoff appearance. But buried beneath the disappointment were glimpses of the future, and perhaps the beginning of a new era. The Bears' reset began early in the 2024 offseason when they traded Justin Fields to the Steelers, officially making room for USC's Caleb Williams. Chicago then bolstered the offense around him. Veteran wide receiver Keenan Allen was acquired from the Chargers, running back DeAndre Swift signed on from Philadelphia, and standout cornerback Jalen Johnson was re-signed to anchor the defense. These moves gave Williams experience and firepower to work with, a luxury rarely afforded to rookie QBs. On the sidelines, change was also brewing. Offensive coordinator Luke Getsy was replaced by Shane Waldron, who installed a West Coast scheme designed to simplify reads and increase tempo. Former Seahawks assistant Kerry Joseph joined as quarterback's coach, while Thomas Brown was hired to oversee the passing game. In a historic move, Jennifer King became the first female coach in franchise history, joining as assistant running backs coach. The Bears were also featured on Hard Knocks, showcasing a new culture taking root. Vegas predicted an 8.5 win season, and for a brief stretch, Chicago flirted with that potential. Chicago kicked off the season in dramatic fashion. After falling behind 17-0 to the Titans in Week 1, the Bears stormed back with help from special teams and defense, capped by a 43-yard pick six and a blocked punt TD to win 24-17. Caleb Williams made history as the first overall pick since 2002 to win his NFL debut, and though his stat line was modest, his poise was undeniable. The Bears continued to show growth, especially in weeks 5 and 6. Against the Panthers, Williams threw for 363 yards and 3 touchdowns, lighting up the secondary in a 36-10 rout. Then, in London, the Bears played perhaps their best game of the season, dominating the playoff-bound Jaguars 35-16, with Williams tossing 4 touchdowns, including 2 to Keenan Allen. By week 6, the Bears were 4-2, off to their best start since 2020. The city believed again. But what started as a dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Following the Week 7 bye, the Bears lost 10 consecutive games, tying a franchise record. The unraveling began in Week 8 against Washington, where the Bears gave up a last-second 52-yard Hail Mary touchdown in a game now painfully remembered as the Hail Maryland. The defeat felt like a gut punch. It wouldn't be the last. Close losses piled up. Against the Packers in Week 11, a game-winning field goal attempt was blocked. A week later, the Bears blew an 11-point lead to Minnesota, losing in overtime. On Thanksgiving Day in Detroit, poor clock management contributed to a 23-20 loss, leading to the firing of head coach Matt Eberflus, marking the first time the Bears dismissed a head coach during the season in franchise history. Thomas Brown was named interim head coach, but the slide continued. By Week 17, the Bears had failed to score a touchdown in 3 different games, and injuries across the offensive line and secondary added to their woes. At long last, relief came in Week 18 at Lambeau Field. The Bears stunned Green Bay 24-22, their first win over the Packers since 2018. With under a minute remaining and no timeouts, Caleb Williams engineered a surgical 47-yard drive, capped by a clutch pass to DJ Moore. Cairo Santos nailed a 51-yard field goal as time expired, breaking an 11-game losing streak to the Packers and delivering Chicago's only road win of the season. It was poetic redemption and a window into what could be. Caleb Williams' rookie campaign had its growing pains, but also historic highs. He started all 17 games, setting franchise rookie records in completions, 351, attempts, 562, completion percentage, 62.5%, touchdowns, 20, and passing yards, 3,540, including rushing yards, 489. He totaled 4,030 yards of offense, the most ever by a Bears player in a single season. Most impressively, Williams threw just 6 interceptions, including a streak of 353 straight pass attempts without a pick, showcasing elite ball control and maturity beyond his years. Around him, others shined. DJ Moore led the team with 98 receptions and 966 yards. Keenan Allen added 70 catches and a team-best 7 touchdowns. Rookie Rome Odunze, the number 9 pick, posted 734 yards and became just the second Bears rookie after Mike Ditka to notch 50-plus catches and 700-plus yards. DeAndre Swift posted a career-best 1,345 scrimmage yards and 6 touchdowns, while Cole Kmet added 5 TDs as a reliable red zone target. Defensively, Jalen Johnson earned his second straight Pro Bowl nod. Kevin Byard led the team in tackles, 130, and the defense recorded 24 takeaways, third best in the league. Their red zone defense ranked second in the NFL, allowing touchdowns on just 46% of opponent trips. Kicker Cairo Santos was another bright spot, hitting 8 field goals from 50-plus yards, including the unforgettable game winner at Lambeau. Statistically, the Bears were a mixed bag. On offense, they averaged just 18.2 points per game, 28th, and 283.5 total yards per game, last in the league. The lack of explosive plays and red zone success limited scoring, and the offensive line, often shuffled due to injuries, struggled to protect. The team ranked 31st in first downs and 31st in penalty yards, reflecting discipline issues and stalled drives. Defensively, the Bears allowed 354.2 yards per game, 27th, with a weak pass rush that produced just 30 sacks. Still, their ability to limit scoring chances and create takeaways made them competitive in many games. The defense's bend but don't break approach kept games close, even when the offense couldn't deliver. As the curtain fell on a season defined by growing pains and flickering potential, the Chicago Bears organization made a decisive and symbolic move that signaled the dawn of a new era. In January, the Bears officially named Ben Johnson, the offensive mastermind behind Detroit's explosive attack, as the team's new head coach. Johnson, one of the most coveted names on the market, brought with him not just a playbook, but a vision of modern aggressive football, of rhythm and efficiency, of unlocking the true potential of a young quarterback brimming with raw talent. General Manager Ryan Poles and President Kevin Warren didn't mince words. They spoke of innovation, of culture, of the absolute belief that Johnson was the right man to mold Caleb Williams into a franchise cornerstone. Not just a rookie sensation, but a generational talent. Johnson's hiring wasn't just about scheme, it was about soul. It was about finally matching the ambition of a city that's waited far too long for its team to rise again. And yet, amid the hope of fresh beginnings, came the sorrowful closing of a historic chapter. Virginia Halas McCaskey, the heart and soul of the franchise, passed away at the age of 102. The daughter of Bears founder George Halas, she had been the team's matriarch and guiding light since 1983. She embodied a century of football, a lifetime of grit, tradition, and loyalty. Her passing was more than a loss for the Bears. It was the end of an era. Across the league, players, coaches, and owners paused to honor her memory, recognizing her as one of the last direct links to the NFL's earliest roots. The 2024 season, in many ways, became a tribute to her legacy, its heartbreaks, its resilience, and its refusal to fold under pressure. It's hard to overstate just how painful the 2024-25 season was. The 10-game losing streak wasn't just a blemish, it was a collapse, one that tested the resolve of players, fans, and staff alike. It challenged identities, it threatened to break momentum, but within the rubble of that collapse, something essential survived. Caleb Williams, once seen as a savior, became something even more valuable. Battle-tested, he endured sacks, scrutiny, and scoreboard silence, but he never cracked. He learned, he adjusted, he led. His performances, especially late in the season, weren't just statistics, they were statements. Statements that said, I belong here. I'm not just hype, I'm the future. And the city of Chicago, which has endured decades of quarterback instability, finally saw what it looks like when poise meets playmaking. Around him, a young core began to take shape. DJ Moore proved to be more than a WR1. He was a lifeline in critical moments. Rome Odunze showed flashes of star power. DeAndre Swift revitalized, brought balance to the offense. On defense, despite its inconsistencies, there were glimmers. Jalen Johnson's lockdown coverage, the clutch turnovers, the red zone defiance. And perhaps most importantly, the locker room never fractured. Even amid losses and headlines, the players didn't quit. Interim coach Thomas Brown kept the ship afloat through sheer energy and accountability, planting seeds that Ben Johnson will now cultivate. The chemistry, though raw, is real, and the hunger, long dormant in the walls of Halas Hall, has returned. Make no mistake, this isn't a finished product. The offensive line needs depth, the pass rush needs bite, and the consistency, especially in tight games, must be built brick by brick. But unlike years past, the Bears now know who they are trying to be. There is direction, there is structure, and for the first time in a long time, there's legitimate hope. The 2025 season won't come with guarantees, but it will come with expectation, with purpose, with the fire of a team that's tired of being a footnote, tired of rebuild talk, tired of being everyone's maybe next year. With Ben Johnson calling plays and Caleb Williams evolving into a leader, this franchise enters next season not as underdogs, but as sleeping giants with the tools to finally wake up. The Chicago Bears are coming, not just for redemption, but for relevance, for respect, and for the legacy that the McCaskeys built with blood, belief, and unshakable pride.